Looks like we're live. So I forgot to do the video last week, and then by the time I remembered, it was too late. It was almost this week, so I'll give an update for what I've been working on this week and last week. So I've got one contract last week. This week I had two closings, and then I have one contract that's been sent out. So expecting that to get signed tomorrow. It's never done till it's signed though, so we'll see. Besides that, a couple big projects that I've been working on is hiring a lead manager. So I mentioned this before. I've decided that I'm going to do that overseas. So I'm mostly looking in kind of South America, mostly Mexico. The idea of being there on the same time zone, so they're not working 12-hour time difference, right? I mean, it's kind of a sales job, so it's helpful to be on the same time zone. And also a lot of them will be kind of familiar with American culture, maybe even lived here at some point. So the idea behind that person is that person's job is to stay in touch with all our leads, also do some cold calling for very targeted lists, and then basically tee up appointments for me, whether that's in person or on the phone, to make the offers, right? Because right now I have so many leads in the system, some are falling behind. I may miss out on deals because I'm just not getting through all of them. So I need someone to be on the phones, 8 hours a day doing that. So I talked to a couple of friends who recently hired a similar role. Whoever just joined, throw in the comments so I know you're watching. So the idea that I got from them is I'm actually going to hire two people at once. It's a very commission-heavy position, so the base is only about $1,200 a month. So I'm like, I'll hire two people. I'll start training them. Set the expectation first 2 weeks or so is cold calling, so they can get the hang of that. Make sure they're okay handling rejection, because that's super important in this role. And then, if both work out, great. If only one works out, if only one lead manager works out, then obviously we'll have one that works. So that's kind of the goal there. Who's ever joining or who's ever watching, throw in the comments so I know you're watching, or post any questions you have. I'm going to try to hire two of them. Like I say, super commission heavy position. So, the base is actually a decent wage for the areas I'm hiring in. Hey, Oscar, you're like the most loyal Facebook Live watcher. So the base is actually like a decent wage for where I'm hiring in, but I really, the people I'm trying to get, like someone who does well in this role, can make up to, kind of really $45,000 a year total with commission and all that. So that's kind of, I have that on the job post, and I'll explain the commission structure of them. But it's really, I'm really going after the people who want to do super well, make the commission, right? And they'll get a commission whenever I close something, because they're teeing up that appointment for me. What's up, Adrian? Thanks, man. Post any questions you have below. So that's what I'm doing now. So I have sourcing for that. So a friend is helping me with sourcing for that. They have a company they use, so they're doing the initial screening. They're doing the second round interview, and then I'm going to do the final round interview there. So hope to have those two people hired within the next 2 weeks. Obviously, if it's not the right person, then I'm not going to hire them. But I think that'll be really an essential role to keeping everything going there. So that's a big thing there. One other thing that we're running into with text message marketing is a lot of stuff started to get filtered out by carriers. So trying to do a couple other things to see, if we can still get deliverability there. But that has been an issue only in the last week or so. So we'll see how that all goes. Other stuff that we're working on. Is there anything else? Did notice something with some of my deals that came in, actually, that maybe deals in the past month, that a couple of them were absentee owners, meaning like they didn't live in the property address. And they didn't live in the property address, but the tax record said they did, right? So they were actually an absentee owner, but they didn't show up as absentee on anyone's list. So I started looking into some data sources I can use. There's something called a personal change of address at a company called GoData. So it checks actually the credit records of people or the credit bureau, sorry, not the credit records, and it will see, what's their most recent address that they've been in. So one project we're going to take on after we get these lead managers onboarded and calling and all that is running all of my data that I have through the personal change of address, and then targeting people who we know are absentee owners, meaning they live in a different property, but everyone else who's just looking at the county data thinks that they still live there, so they're not sending them mail or anything like that. So that's something I'm kind of trying to do to differentiate, reach people that essentially other people are not reaching, is the idea there. So that's one project. That's pretty much a couple weeks out. But those are really the main things we've been working on, just trying to churn through deals here in Jacksonville. Adrian, I'm glad you used my VA strategy and hired some people. That's awesome, man. And doing his Airbnb rental, even better. Cool. So I'm glad that helped you, man. But yeah, that's the strategies we're doing. Still the one kind of closing all the deals myself here in Jacksonville, but trying to really get these lead managers help tee up appointments. So one of our recent deals actually came from virtual driving for dollars. So if anyone had watched the previous episode, my VAs were going through Google Street View looking for houses that they kind of needed some repairs, weren't in the best shape, and adding them to our database. And then we were marketing to that. So far we really only marketed it with text message marketing, and we did get a deal from that. It hasn't closed yet, it's in contract, so that has paid for itself already. We're going to also mail those leads, and right now I think we have about 2,500 leads, or I should say prospects, not leads, prospects in our system, prospective properties that we got from virtually driving for dollars. So we do need to mail that list. So that's going to be a list we're going to mail every month, because that's a really hard list to build. It's not like a list that you can just go to the county and say, hey, give me everyone who's delinquent on taxes that everyone else is hitting, right? So I'm trying to market to, obviously areas of distress, but also areas of distress that other people may not know about. So that's kind of the people that no one knows are absentee because they never updated their tax records mailing address, or, for example, virtual driving for dollars. Those people may not be on any distressed list, right? Like, not behind on taxes, they don't have liens, but their property may be a disrepair, right? So that's kind of the thinking there. And I'll keep everyone posted in the next week how things go.